Welcome in, Flame Central Podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage. Joe Yock, Matt Warner, Emily Austin on the road. She's down there in sunny Florida, finishing up some time down there, working on some stories.
Got some stories cooking.
I think she's catching up with Demario Douglas today, so she's catching up with him. So we may end up hearing from her at some point. We shall see. But listen, a lot to get to today. We'll kind of run through what happened over the weekend in Liberty Athletics. Great guest. Deji Thomas-Smith from the men's tennis team has been playing great. That team's been playing great. He was an awesome guest. We'll get to him here in just a little bit as well. But, Joe, we got to start with, we unveiled last week the Flame Central Podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage Bracket Challenge.
Yes.
Remember, here, on ESPN, we had, I think it was 100 people sign up for it.
State Farm Bracket Challenge.
Yeah, whatever.
Nationwide Bracket.
Whatever. Alcova Bracket.
Alcova Bracket Challenge. Thank you.
We had about 100 people sign up, and the winner is going to get not only a Flame Central mug, but we said we would invite them onto the podcast.
We got 100 people?
If they're willing or in the area, come on the podcast, receive the mug, maybe co-host with us. I don't know.
Who knows where it goes? It can go a variety of directions.
As of right now, first place is our own Doug Cruz.
Dougie!
Doug, who's walking around behind the cameras, sets everything up in here for us, runs the whole studio. He is in the 99.9 percentile.
No way.
Across the country.
Attaboy, Dougie.
So Doug right now, that'd be the easiest one, obviously, for us, is he just walks like 4 steps over here. We hand him the mug. He walks right
to have you on.
He already comes in every day.
He's
fun
available.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on. We're actually getting, we're getting, M. What's up? What's up here? Let's get you. We're going to get you right here.
Yeah, there she is.
We're going to get you on camera.
No, you're good. Right there.
You're good. You're good. He's got you. What do you?
Give us a scoop.
What's going on?
I really wasn't sure if Doug, who is behind the scenes of our show, our podcast, I didn't know if I would be replaced by him full time since he's winning the bracket challenge for the Flame Central Pod.
Literally, those words just came out of our mouth. I just explained that he's in first place and that he will be able to walk right here on set. We'll hand him his mug. He'll walk right.
It ain't over yet.
It's not over yet.
It ain't over yet.
It's not over yet. I can't find your bracket. Did you submit one?
Stanley Steamer.
Oh, that's right. Do you know what place you're in?
I mean, how hard is it, Warner? Yes. Stanley Steamer, the dog.
I am.
We're losing connection.
Come on, Joe.
I know.
Joe, everybody has Joe owes me a mug.
Yeah.
Matt owes me a mug. Yacht Talk wannabe, like all these ridiculous bracket names. But I didn't. What place are you in, Joe?
I don't know yet. We're discovering it right now.
Joe is in 63rd.
63?
Joe's in 63rd place.
It's about 63 out of 100.
I'm in 49th.
That's about where I was in my graduating class in high school.
You're in 32nd.
I'm pretty sure I'm in 32nd.
You are. You're tied for 32nd.
I know that it's been a question of
Yeah.
People calling for my job.
This is our nightmare. Yeah, this is our nightmare if you end up beating both of us.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I might
wait,
win this challenge.
What place are you in?
What do you guys have again?
49th.
Do you guys have winning it all?
Joe picked UNC.
Yeah, shocker.
I picked Houston. You
escaped.
You picked UConn. So
That's a good pick.
So it's one 3 different champs. It's very much up in the air.
I don't know though. Like UConn,
they're cruising.
They're cruising.
UConn looks really good right now. That looks really
good. More importantly, I know that Matt Warner only cares about the Kansas City Chiefs, but I am here with a New England Patriot.
I see the shirt.
Yes.
Because you guys are sitting there doing a little stupid podcast. I'm out in the field working.
Tough life.
Here, I'm away from my family, my husband.
Yeah.
I'm with Pop, baby.
Yeah, there
Pop.
he is. There he is. Pop.
Where's Pop at?
Look at Pop.
What up, Pop?
Hey, he's still working out. Jarian's going to kill me because I've been talking so much.
Oh, yeah. Keep it down. Keep it down. Let the man work.
I know that's the first time that anybody's ever told Emily Austin to keep it down.
Yeah, well.
What's up?
There he is. There he is.
Look at Pop looking swole.
He's swole. Looking
swole.
jacked.
Somebody get that swell on.
He's looking jacked. Okay.
Okay, I see you, Pop.
I like it.
So we have a great future coming. We're going to get up to New England with Pop, but we talked to his high school coaches last night.
That's awesome.
Some great, amazing, heartfelt stuff, but some of the funniest stuff. Coach Reed was like, you could not take this kid out of the game. If he wanted to go in, if a linebacker goes in, Coach, I can play linebacker. He's like, you're not playing linebacker. Yeah. So it's just been really cool to see his hometown and follow him. We just did a workout with him. He was running some of those 1080 sprints.
Good.
And stuff.
It looks like you're sweating.
Yeah, well, I haven't done anything, and I did step on the scale, and I'm the most I've ever weighed.
Okay. Well, so you can play linebacker. Yeah.
She's just, Ellie, you're just settling into that married life, aren't you?
That's right. It happens.
I mean, my goal of gaining 20 pounds in the first year of marriage, I'm halfway there.
Yeah, good job. Well done. Well, Em, thank you for checking in. We appreciate it.
Wait, Pop is gonna come over. He just finished his workout.
Yeah, come on, Pop.
Come talk to you. Unless you guys are on a timer.
No. Bring Pop over. Are you kidding me? Get him on here.
Pop.
There he is.
What's up, buddy?
You're not going to be able to see
up, Pop?
Them,
yeah.
You're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Go LU!
How about that? How about that? You're looking good, man. Looking good.
Nah, thank y'all.
Hey, make sure Emily gets a workout in while she's out there with you, too.
Yeah, we're gonna put her to work right now.
Good.
Okay, Pop.
So this time.
Get her pulling some sleds. She needs to pull some sleds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1080, right?
Yeah. 1080 or up.
Yeah. Good to see you, Pop.
Hey, Pop.
Good to see y'all.
Hey, Pop.
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing. You always remember this, right? Scared money don't make no money.
That's right.
That's right. He's with you on that. He's with you on that. Good to see you, man.
I'm right with you.
We'll catch you later.
Your best memory.
Oh.
Best moment at LU.
My best moment at LU? Beating BYU. And, that I felt like we did what, Falwell, spoke into existence.
Yeah.
There you go.
He manifested it, and we end up making it happen. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
How Liberty is now.
Yeah.
I love Liberty.
Hey, we'll look forward to having you back.
I don't want to give too much away, but how about the Wake Forest game? Because it can't. I don't want to give too much of your story away, but.
We're losing.
Demario went to a Wake Forest camp.
Mm-hmm.
Killed it at Wake Forest.
Killed it.
No talking. No talking. And then what'd you do in that Wake Forest game?
Yeah, I had to let him feel my pain.
Yeah. He did.
Was at UAB too.
Yeah.
UAB.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
The schools that looked over me, I end up playing them, and then after the game, they're like, man, you should have. I was like, y'all should have. Everything works out like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for checking in. Em, we'll see you back in the office first thing tomorrow morning. Don't be late. Yeah.
See you there.
See you guys. Thanks to Em. Pop's looking. He's looking a little big. Tell you what, man. He had a great first season with a mess of a quarterback situation. That offense was a disaster. See who they draft. Probably going to take a first. They could be your boy Drake May.
Could be Drake
May.
May.
End up with. He could be teamed up with him for a long time.
I'm going to tell you what. Pop fits that system, and he is only going to get better and better. Because when you're a rookie, and you go in, and it was like, and this doesn't happen very often, and that is, guys make immediate impact who weren't. Was he drafted or did he go in?
Yeah, he was drafted.
Late.
Yeah,
it was late though, right? It's like 6th, 7th round. So you guys don't usually come in and have the impact that they did, but he made an impact early in preseason camp just to make the team. And then he had an outstanding rookie season. So you take those two things, combine them together, and now he's got that kind of confidence. And then you stabilize your quarterback position. You stabilize some guys around him. He could have a heck of a career.
Yeah, I remember we were in camp being like, boys, there's a lot of chatter about him. Like, we'll see. Sometimes you get those guys at camp that really flash and then it never turns out. But boy, he put it together.
Legit.
Yeah. All right, hey, real quick, let's go ahead and get to our interview with Deji Thomas-Smith. They're coming off a huge win over William & Mary on Saturday. After that, we'll run through some of the other things that happened here over the weekend. But first up, the 5th-year senior, Deji Thomas-Smith. All right, we welcome in now Deji Thomas-Smith from the men's tennis team. First off, Joe, and you may not know this, this guy.
Give me the scoop on this guy.
Closed it out on Saturday.
He's a closer.
William & Mary, they're down, battle back. all eyes on his court, everything on his shoulders, closed it out. Place went wild. What'd that feel like? You probably don't. Do you get that moment a lot in your sport where it's like, okay, because you got a lot going on, but everybody focused on you.
Deji, listen. Closers close, baby. That's what we say in the mortgage business. That's what we say at Alcova Mortgage. Closers know how to close, baby. Close on time.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. I think in my 5 years here, I've been in that situation 3 or 4 times only, which is honestly one of the most like on the team. I don't know. I probably make my matches go on a little too long.
You like the drama.
Yeah, I like the drama. I like the drama.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's nerve-wracking for sure. You know, everyone's watching you. You know that everything's on the line. It could come down to 1 point. So,
how in the heat of the battle, like when you say it's nerve-wracking, okay, but you're in the heat of the battle. It's like I always think of like as a fan, when a fan watches an intense sports moment. You think to yourself, like, oh my goodness, how are they doing? This has got to be so nerve-wracking. But the fan is probably more nervous than the actual player. Do you, when you say it's nerve-wracking, is it nerve-wracking in that moment? Or is it like, man, I'm just playing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Every time when I grew up, like my dad would be with me at tournaments. And I think after speaking to him, like, through the years after matches, I think he got more nervous than me.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, and so I think playing, if you stay focused, like I like to look at the crowd in big moments to use the energy that they give. But then if it's tight and I'm like, all right, maybe there's a little nerves creeping in on this point, I don't like to look at too many people. I just try and dial in, because if I look at everyone, if I see like a little nervous face or something, then it can start to kind of creep in on me. But if I kind of try and stay focused on just what I want to do, go out and like play to win, then that's my recipe.
See, I think in your sport especially, in a moment like that, like it's only you, right? So it's different from a team sport.
Yeah.
I would think that being able to kind of like give a little bit of this to the crowd would be like the ultimate. Like that would be the great. Or do you give a little? Give a little bit of that?
I mean, in this last match, there was kind of a little like dramatic moment where I hit a shot. And the crowd kind of went crazy, but the point wasn't over and the guy touched the ball. And so because the crowd kind of made some noise too early, we were meant to replay the point. And so we kind of argued about it with the ref for like 5 minutes. And eventually we won the argument and I got the point. And so everyone was kind of silent, trying to listen in from the crowd. And then once the ref like awarded me the point, I kind of turned around, look at the crowd, give it one of these, and then everyone kind of went crazy. Great. So that fired me up.
That's great.
For sure.
So do you feel in those moments? Okay, so like I'm a football guy, right? So in football, it's like, hey, you get an intense moment. The harder you try, usually, you know, you're blocking somebody, you're hitting somebody, lineman, whatever. Harder you try, the better you do.
Yeah.
Do you find in tennis, with it being such a precise sport, where it's like, man, I'm trying to paint that line right there, I'm trying to put the ball right there. It's like, how hard do you have to temper your emotions? And you get in those where it's like, I hit that forehand volley and I've just smoked the thing up into the crowd, right? Like, how much of that plays in where you can balance that out between getting overly emotional and yet keeping your cool about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think every guy kind of has like a different preference. I myself try not to get too high or too low throughout the whole match. Right. But I mean, I think there's certain times, especially when you're tired, that you know you have a feel of what you need to give. And in the match 2 days ago, I was tired. I knew I could use the energy from the crowd and from the guys on the side, so I didn't need to give too much. But then there were a couple big points where I knew I had to let it all out, and I'd just like rip a massive like, let's go, or come on.
Yes.
We need to go to one of these tennis matches.
I know.
Yeah.
We need a plan of time to go to these tennis matches.
Well, you guys are playing really well this year. 57th in the nation. Just beat number 68 William and Mary. What do you feel like? And listen, you guys have had a lot of success. You made NCAA or qualifier for the NCAA tournament 2 out of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
What do you feel like this program has accounted for the growth that you guys have seen, and now your 5th year here on campus?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's my 5th year. I've been able to see it like a lot of different teams. My first year, I think, was the start of building something pretty special. But I would say we were 10, 11 guys in my first year, and we were all close as a team, but we'd hang out in groups a lot, separate groups. And then I'd say from my second year onwards, the whole team kind of started hanging out together a lot more. We got very close and we built like bonds. Honestly, it's like I have a bunch of brothers now rather than just friends or teammates. It's actually like I have a big group of brothers. It felt like a family. And building that culture within the team, I think, is a massive like factor in our success. And I mean, the coaches, like that's a big thing they've been pushing, whether it's making us read these books, how to be a positive team, winning in the locker room. All these things kind of play into it, and the closeness of the guys and the trust that we have, like going through these tough practice sessions, tough conditioning sessions, like we're grinding, we're sweating, we're like angry. I remember the coaches will be like, all right, we're doing these extra sprints, and you look at each other and you're just like angry, like why are you making us do this? And then afterwards you're like, thank you, thanks for making me do this. And that's kind of the feel, and you go through those tough moments together, and I mean, I guess we're reaping some of the benefits now.
Well, you talk about the brotherhood. I think you guys, that maybe even be more of a challenge than most other teams. Like, get this, Joe. Here's where people are from on this tennis roster, right? You from England, obviously. You got guys from South Africa.
Little bloke from
England. Don't. I knew he was gonna. Anybody we have on from, he has to start trying to talk in an accent. It gets bad.
I like it.
Yeah. No, don't encourage him. England, South Africa, Serbia, Brazil, Montenegro, Spain.
Good night. What is this?
Spartanburg, South Carolina. So you cover span the globe. Right. Mm-hmm. That has to make it even more difficult. It's not like you all come from similar backgrounds and it's like, oh yeah, well, we all do this things the same around here. Like, how much more difficult has it made it to gel? How much more rewarding has it been getting to learn about all these other places?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of my favorite things about the team, to be honest. When I wanted to come to play college tennis, I kind of wanted to get away from being just around the same players. You know, in England growing up, I'd play against the same 20 players most of the time in big tournaments. I wanted to come here and experience new players, experience American players, but the great thing is, I get people from every continent pretty much. And so, you know, there's language barriers every now and then, which can cause some problems, but also can be quite funny, you know? You get some guys who are very limited in their speech, but they make their few words count. And then, you know, I mean, it's cool, you know, I can get out of here. I'm maybe planning a trip to South Africa in December, get up to Canada to see one of the alumni in the case. I want to go to Egypt to see another guy that used to be on the team.
He's a world
I mean, that's the plan. So it's great. It's great. I didn't think I'd be able to meet so many people and be so close with so many people from different places.
So have you talked to Kate Middleton lately? How's she doing?
Man, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get in contact with her. I haven't. But I'm gonna have to try and hit her up and see what she's saying. See how she's doing.
See if she'll come on the Flame Central podcast.
Yes.
I'm glad you said it because I'm not glad you said that. But what is the biggest misconception Americans have when they hear you're from England? And are you actually from London?
I'm actually from
So
London.
you're actually from like the only city that Americans feel like all of England is just London. That's, I think, like what is the biggest misconception
He doesn't enjoy a cup of tea. That's
it's
honestly
right.
People think, they say to me, Dad, what do you do for tea time? And I'm like, I don't really drink tea actually.
There is no tea time.
I mean, maybe some people. I think everyone has a idea that everything is so proper.
Yes.
Whereas, I mean, there's some things that can be like very traditional, but in the broad sense of things, it's not what people expect. I think the only British media that I think a lot of people outside of England get is like Harry Potter. Right. And people think of all our schools are like Hogwarts, but it's really not like that. But I mean, I wanna take some people back to England. I'll show them around. That'll be fun.
How different is it being in America for the past 5 years to what it was like in England growing up?
Very, very different.
Very different.
Very different. When I first got here, definitely a bit of culture shock. England, like London, where I live, big city, you know. That's what I grew up. That's what I was used to. Public transport, you know, that's what I do since I was 11 years old. I'd be on public transport for an hour and a half to and from school every day. And so I kind of grew up getting used to that. Whereas here, a lot more open space, which I like, feels more of like a countryside vibe here in Lynchburg. But even cities are different here. Just like a lot more space. Everything's a lot bigger, but more room for golf courses, so I can't complain.
He said he's getting into golf. He said he's getting into golf now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a little bit.
What has been? I always like to ask, like, what has been the American food that maybe you didn't have before you got here that now you're like, I'm all in on that?
It's a good question.
Besides Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is good. Yeah. Chick-fil-A is very good. That's a tricky question.
Or do you not like the food here at all?
I do. Should I tell you? I mean, we do have pizza in England, but I love New York pizza.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
When I spent the summer in New York, like last year, that was something I loved.
Yeah.
That was good.
So you spent the summer in New York, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that in the city?
In Long Island.
In Long Island.
Oyster Bay. Yeah.
Wow.
It was great. Yeah.
What's your serve coming in at right now? Give me a speed.
I mean, we don't really track it, but I would say in the 120. Like if I'm popping it,
If you're
like,
popping it,
like the
120s?
in probably in the 120s.
Okay.
Average maybe 110 to 120. I don't
that's
know.
pretty
Maybe
solid.
let's say 120 to 130.
Okay. Bump it up.
Miles per hour. Yeah.
If you're in your game, right, what would you say the strength of your game is as compared to like, hey, I really need to get better in this area? Well, don't give any secrets because we don't want anybody the competition watching, but I'm sure they watch plenty of film.
I mean, I would say my like dynamism, athleticism, that's a big thing for me.
That's what they say about Matt on the pickleball court.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Cover a lot of ground.
That's key.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting to every ball, hustling. I think that can break opponents down. Even if you don't hit the most amazing shot, even if you don't win the point on that one, they know that okay, I have to do something even better to get it past this guy.
Right.
You know, and then tying into that, just the mental aspect. I think that's one of the things that I've grown in college, like being a competitor.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Little freshman punks you go up against.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can feel it. You can feel it. You stay tough for a few games and you feel them slowly go down.
They're melting.
Exactly.
They're melting.
Exactly.
You know what he's getting? You know what he's trying to tell us, man? If you put it in a nutshell, he holds the intimidation factor. That's what he's got.
Edge.
It's a major factor, the intimidation factor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Interesting thing, and Joe, you may not have known this. I didn't know until I think right before the season. Conference USA on both the men's and women's tennis side, there is no regular season, like conference season. So there is none. So for you guys, I don't believe you see a Conference USA opponent until the conference tournament.
That's right.
Really?
All year long. How does that, like, that's different from the A-Sun.
Yeah.
So you don't play any of these guys. Whoever you've seen the term, this would be the first time you've seen them.
Do you think that, like, obviously you have a ways to go to get there, but, like, what are your thoughts on that? How will that be a challenge? How will that be different knowing that, like, we've never seen you before and now it's must win?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely different to what we're used to. Before we get to kind of get a scout on the team, see what they're like, get a feel of how they play, and then come in, prepare, and go for it. But I think this is a nice twist because we can kind of go out there and they don't know what to expect. And I think we're gonna bring some things that they're not gonna be ready for. Okay. So I think that's our mindset going forward into it. Definitely.
What has, so you come from a different country, you're here 5 years now, okay? What has Liberty meant to you through those 5 years, and how are things different from maybe this is what you pictured when you got here to this is what it actually is after being here for such a long time?
Yeah, I mean, I would say one of the big things is coming to college, I was having the idea of, okay, it's gonna be a stepping stone in my career to go pro afterwards, and this, like, let's go through this, develop what I need to develop, and then go out. Whereas going through it now, I see what I've been able to learn is putting like the team above myself, focusing more on like the process rather than just the outcome, and I guess like the team aspect, because tennis is such an individual sport. You know, like when you're a junior growing up playing until you're 18 years old, it's all about you. It's all about yourself. If you win, you keep going. You're ready the next day, you play again. If you lose, you're out, you go home. Right. Whereas here, you win, you don't go anywhere, you stay, you support your guys. Yeah. You lose, there's no time to hang your head. You go, you support your guys in their matches. And then regardless of anything, if the team wins, that's a win. You work on what you need to work on. We focus on the team. And being like that's something that's been able to help me improve a ton on and off the court, because it's not about me. If I'm having a tough day, I'm gonna like tell myself, come on, wake up. I need to give my practice partner a good practice.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna hold me accountable as well. I'm gonna hold all the other guys accountable on and off the court. You know, it's that's been like something special. A lot of growth. I felt a lot of growth in my time here.
All right, we've been building towards this.
Yeah.
Joe, I think you mentioned pickleball earlier. And of course, Joe runs his own private league. We know about that. If Emily were here, this is where she would say, "Oh, they don't let women into this league. I don't get to play." That's all true. That's all true.
We are very welcoming to all women, just not on a Tuesday night.
Just not Emily. But there's kind of this feel. I feel like there's tennis people, pickleball people, and it seems like there's kind of this rift between the two.
Yeah.
Where do you fall there? What's the problem between tennis? Is it jealousy of how popular pickleball has become? Is that what it is?
I feel like there could be a little element of that. I feel like I might be a traitor to the tennis community to say that I do like pickleball.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. I mean, it's easier to play than tennis.
Yeah.
You know, you can go out there, and tennis, you have to cover more court.
Right.
I think you have to time the ball a little better. Pickleball, you can get a rally going, and it's fun immediately, and then you can just keep developing more, and it keeps getting more fun. So it's good. I like it. Works on the reactions, all these things.
Do you play? Have you played much?
Played a little bit. I played through the summer. I played up in New York a little bit.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to come be a substitute?
I was going to say, I might claim him.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
For our member
You're
guest
in?
later.
I'm in.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll get
nice.
Deji out there.
Come on, let's
we'll
go.
get that.
Yeah, you should bring him the member guest.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get you.
Yes.
All
we'll
right,
get you.
let's do it.
All right, now Deji, we're excited for you guys. Finish out the season strong. Before you go, I need you to hold up this mug.
Look at this. This is gonna be beautiful.
And look we're gonna have you look at that camera.
Okay.
So you're looking in.
Thank you.
You're looking into the soul of America.
Yes, you are.
And beyond, because I expect a
got.
lot of viewers from London,
Definitely.
based on your appearance here.
Definitely.
Look into there, and I want you to say,
If you're gonna have
Flame
a spot
Central
of potato-
Podcast, powered. Actually, you can just read it. Powered by Alcova Mortgage. Flame Central Podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage.
You could start off with, like, if you're looking for a spot of tea.
That's it. That's it.
Okay,
Honestly.
yeah, see, no, yeah.
All right. Flame Central Podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage.
Oh,
That was really good. That's actually one of the better ones we've had. That was really good. Deji, thanks so much for coming on.
Deji,
I know
you are the man.
people speak
Thank
so
you,
highly
man.
of you.
Yes.
That's you
We've
guys.
enjoyed having you here for
We're gonna
5
follow you.
years.
Close it out.
Close
Yeah,
it
we
out.
gotta-
Go get
we
that
gotta
conference
close. We
championship
gotta-
here a little bit later. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Congrats on all your success.
Thanks very much.
Awesome talking to Deji. What a cool kid.
Oh,
right? Like,
great.
You can tell, like, fifth-year guy.
Yeah.
He just kind of knows who he is, mature,
Yeah.
and just, I mean, you know,
He's got the intimidation.
he's got the
factor.
intimidation factor.
I mean, it's like my oldest brother Jeff. It doesn't matter how old he gets.
Yeah,
You
he always
try
holds
to
that.
beat up on him, right?
Yeah.
You try to come at him. He goes, "I got the intimidation factor.
Yeah.
You'll never take me."
Yeah.
That's what Deji's got right now.
We're going to have to get out there. They were talking about their senior day. I think this is April 13th.
Yes.
But we're going to have to try to go out to that. That'll be fun.
That'll be a
All
lot
right.
of fun.
Couple of things from over the weekend. Want to get you caught up on real fast. Softball won 2 of 3 against Sam Houston.
Bam.
Softball now tied for first in Conference USA with Louisiana Tech.
Bam.
Both at 7-2 records. Oh, by the way, Louisiana Tech
Yeah.
here in Lynchburg,
Come to
Thursday,
the
Friday,
Hizzy.
Saturday.
Come to the Hizzy for a triple.
So that's right. So Lady Flames have a chance to kind of put themselves a step ahead of La Tech. Also, midweek
Don ain't
game
playing.
Tuesday, Liberty hosting UVA. So get out there for that one as well. Tuesday afternoon. That should be fun.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, wow.
Also tomorrow, baseball's here at home. Let's catch it. I don't know if you heard what happened with baseball over the weekend.
Yeah. What's
On the
that?
road, first
Yeah.
Conference USA Series at Middle Tennessee. Liberty wins the opener. Liberty gets no hit on Saturday. You get no hit. So series even at 1-1. Boy, how do you bounce back from that? Well, Liberty scored 11 runs in the first inning on Sunday.
Unbelievable.
They end up hitting 8 home runs, a program record in the game. They win in 7 innings because they're like, just shut the thing down. 25-9. So they unleashed everything in that ball game. You go from a no hit one day to 25 the next
That's
day.
unbelievable.
Yeah, pretty wild swing. So that kind of, you feel like Liberty this year, given their pitching situation and what it's been, they're going to need to outslug some people.
You got to get the bats cooking, and the bats got cooking.
They got
8
cooking.
home runs.
8 home runs, yeah, program record. So big first Conference USA Series win. Listen, will they stay hot? It's going to be tough. They're home tomorrow, 4 o'clock against what is now, I believe, number 12 Wake Forest. So Wake Forest coming to town Tuesday afternoon. Get out to the ballpark or watch it on ESPN Plus. That'll be a big showdown with Wake. So, and then they're staying at home to face Sam Houston this weekend.
That's gonna be.
So there you go.
This is money making time right now.
Money making time. Money making time.
Hey, guess what I'm doing in like a couple weeks?
What's that?
Going to the Savannah Bananas game.
Are you really? Yeah. That's a hot ticket.
Yeah, that's going to Savannah.
Where
Bananas.
at?
We're in Savannah, wherever they play.
Oh, I know they go all around. So
No, it's in Savannah.
Okay. That'll be fun.
I'm going to be going to Alcova Mortgage. It's powered by Alcova Mortgage. It's our little corporate trip.
Okay, let me know how
so
that goes.
little Reese is getting to come with us.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
They're wild.
I just seen little clips on TV, but it looks like fun.
Like they sell out. They go all over the country and sell out everywhere they go.
So Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, right?
Yeah. Did I ever tell you my story about that I played against the Harlem Globetrotters?
You played against them?
Yeah. Ever tell you that?
No.
So this was before I came here. I was in local news, and they're like, "Hey, we want a local celebrity to play."
And that you are.
And I'm like, "Well, then you came to the right place."
Then you picked the right guy.
To play against the Harlem Globetrotters. They were coming to Springfield, Missouri. So they picked me. I got to go.
You suited up?
I suited up. So it wasn't like typically it's like Globetrotters play like the Washington Generals. It wasn't the Generals. It was like a team of, it ended up as a lot of like small college basketball players from the East Coast.
A team together.
And they travel with them, right?
Oh, they were traveling with them.
With them.
So you were just
because there's this whole bit that you have to go along with, right? You have to know how it works.
You know how the bit works.
Right. What's interesting is all these small college guys, like they seriously, sincerely detested every Harlem Globetrotter.
They hated them.
Because, I mean, I'm sure you're just taking it on the chin every night and looking stupid, but also those Globetrotters guys, just let them hear it.
Yeah, they're chirping.
They're just chirping them not. And so these guys hated the Globetrotters. And so, they don't start me, right? You're only supposed to play. Didn't get the start. You're only supposed to play like a small window.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Warner, get in there.
Meanwhile, all these guys on the bench are like, listen, when you get in there, you do not listen to the Globetrotters. Yeah. They'll try to tell you stuff. Don't listen to them. Just do your thing. Just do what you want to do. Just go get it. I'm like, okay. All right, cool. So I get out there, and it's right. Like, so the Globetrotter guy who's kind of guarding me is like, hey, drive it to the lane. Like, drive to the lane. Take it to the hoop. And I'm like, forget this. Pull up,
splash,
bang, splash it, knock down the three. Yeah, so this is it, like JQH Arena, Springfield, Missouri. Pull up, bang, splash. Knock it down. And the guy's like, no, man, do it. Listen to me. And all these other guys that are on my team are like, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. So next time go down, he's like, drive it. I'm like, all right, I'll play along this time.
Yeah.
So I drive in, and they have like this 7'5" guy, huge monster guy. I go driving in, and he like just picks me up, right? Like throws me over his shoulder, whatever.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So they send me to the free throw line, knock down the first free throw, cool as a cucumber. Then the second one, they do this bit where, they like take the ball, and then they hand me it looks like a basketball, but it's like a balloon with helium. Yeah. And they're like, don't dribble. I'm like, well, obviously. So then, I go to shoot, and it just rises, and everybody laughs. And then they sub me out, and that's it.
That was all you got?
I scored 4 points in like 45 seconds.
Yeah, you're splashing threes.
You project that over 40 minutes, like, I'm like Wilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do the Globetrotters actually win? Probably not. They leave in the game, they probably
like fourth quarter, I was like, boys, get me in. I can pull this out. They weren't having it. It was a weird deal. I
got a Globetrotter story.
Really?
Yeah. I was a kid and living in Edmonton, Alberta.
Yeah.
And I bet I wasn't 7 years old, right? And I'm in the stands, and the dude with the big hair, he's dribbling the ball to the court, and I'm sitting there with my dad, and the guy stops at half court, and he goes, "What'd you say, kid?" And I'm like, "Oh, is he looking at me?" And he's like, "Yeah, you, kid, what'd you say? You can't do it better than me." He's like, "Come here." So they pull me out on the court.
Really?
Right? And so they pulled me on the court, and it was in the middle of winter, so I had my coat on.
Yeah.
Right? So this big coat on. Like I'm in Canada, right? This big coat on. And they're like, go free throw line, shoot a free throw. And I'm like, okay, so I got my big coat on, I can barely grab the ball, and I shoot, I miss it, right? Yeah. And they give one guy, it's a coat. So the guy takes my coat off. I remember it was like yesterday. He takes my coat off, rips it off me, puts it on the ground, stomps his foot all around on it, right? And then he gave me back the ball. And I'm at the free throw line. I'm not scooted up. Right? I go granny style.
No.
I go granny from the free throw line, nothing but net.
Beautiful.
Switch it, and I guarantee I got it in storage somewhere still. Yeah. The dude with the big hair, he reaches out in the back like he's pulling his hair, he pulling his back, boom, pulls it out, and it's an autographed pennant from all the Harlem Globetrotters.
That's awesome.
And hands it to me.
How many podcasts do you think have two people
Yes.
that both played with the Harlem Globetrotters? None.
Let's go with none.
Yeah, none. This is why you come to the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Listen, if you're looking for someone that's not only made a granny-style free throw with the Harlem Globetrotters, but can also hook you up with the best deal in town when it comes to a home loan, and not just here in Lynchburg, all over the country. Joe Yock, what do people need to do? It's getting to be that time, spring. People get that itch. Maybe you want to move. You're thinking about it. What do they need to do now to be ready?
Listen, this isn't complicated. Let's go get a full pre-approval because there's other people out there that are looking also. Let's get you fully pre-approved. Alcova.com/Liberty. You can get up to $5,000. $5,000 real money.
Yeah, real money.
We're talking about cold hard cash.
Yeah.
Right? Up to $5,000, 1% of whatever your loan amount is, up to $5,000 and a closing cost credit, which is real money. Go there, apply, purchase, refinance. We will take first-class care of all our Liberty folks.
Absolutely. Joe.
So it's almost go ahead,
almost too easy. Almost too easy. Almost too easy. Hey, last thing before we go. You know, we're all watching tons of basketball games over the weekend. I had somebody text me last night as I'm watching the Alabama Grand Canyon game.
Yeah.
Saying, don't forget,
I was
Liberty had Grand Canyon on the ropes. Very well should have beat them here. Like, unbelievable to think about. Like, you just go through, first off, the amount of tournament teams Liberty faced throughout the year. Vermont beat them, played Alabama. Obviously, Western Kentucky beat them. Grand Canyon had them on the ropes. Like, it just shows you in this game how kind of slim that margin can be between winning and losing.
The parity in college basketball is extremely, extremely tight.
Yeah.
It's that little bit of difference.
Close.
And then just some of the this has been an unreal tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, it is every year, right? But when you watch these tight games, and you literally can feel like you're in TV.
Yeah.
You know what's great? So one of my best friends, I played with him at Montreal in the CFL and Saskatchewan. Yeah. Played at University of Iowa running back. His daughter played on Creighton's women's basketball team. Okay. And Rachel Saunders is her name. She's marrying the 7-footer for Creighton.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's like Kalkbrenner.
Yeah, Kalkbrenner, something like that, right? And so I'm watching that game. Who are they playing again? It was a great Oregon.
Overtime.
Oh, yeah, the overtime game, right? So I'm watching that game, and I mean, you could cut the tension with a knife in that game. And then, like in overtime, they kept on showing my buddy and his wife and her on the TV.
Great.
So it was cool.
Great. Which last thing for real, on the women's side, Middle Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Liberty facing the championship. Not only do they beat Louisville in their first round game, as an 11 seed, they led LSU at the half yesterday. Like, they were beating LSU, and then things went completely the other direction in the second half. But great showing for them in the conference, and as they gave LSU all they wanted yesterday for a while.
That LSU coach, she's
Kim
something
Mulkey,
else.
she's something else, huh? Yeah, she's something.
God.
We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. All right, hey, we're about done for this week. Emily should be back. Actually, you know what? We're gonna say this. No podcast next week.
No podcast next week?
Easter. Got a lot of people gone on Monday. If there's some sort of big breaking news, we can always pop back in later or whatever. But like for now, let's just assume no podcast next week. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Beautiful. We'll have a lot to talk about.
Lots of action.
Joe, appreciate it. This has been the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. See you in a couple weeks.
Bam.